Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to our review of Disney's Fantasy cruise ship where we departed from Southampton from the Horizon Cruise Terminal. So when you first walk into the terminal, the professionals will take a photo of you in front of a cartoon of the Disney ship. And after that, you board the ship. Now we were staying in a Deluxe Oceanview Stateroom with Verandah. So that's cabin number 9144. When you first board the ship, you go into the Atrium where they announce every guest's name as you walk in. Great experience, but it does mean that it's a little bit of mayhem when you first get on board. As a reminder, it's really important to us that you like and subscribe to the channel so that we can keep bringing you more of this content. But let's get into the room tour before we then move on to the rest of the ship. So we walk in, on the left hand side you've got some cupboards, etc. Some nice shelves, and then some drawers as well. Now, as you remember from our tours of Iona, that's something that was really missed on their P&O's latest ships. Nice size bed, and under one side you get a multi-country plug socket, so US and European, whereas on the other side you don't get any, but you do get the phone. So just bear that in mind if there's two of you that want to use your phone or charge your phone overnight. Then you've got the main dressing table with a TV. Looks a little bit dated, but makes sense as this is a 2012 ship. You've got the mini fridge, which as usual wasn't stocked, but plenty of room for you. Also nice and quiet as well, which is important. On the dressing table you've then got again multiple power outlets, of which there are 4, plus some more cupboard space and some more drawers and a big central drawer as well. Exiting out onto the balcony, you can see that we're in the lovely sunny Southampton Solent, and the balcony was a good size as well. Nice view there forward to the bridge, and there you have the 2 chairs and table as well. Going back into the ship, just turning round and looking now back at the main entrance area, you've got your 2 wardrobes here, the shelf at the top and lots of hanging space, significantly more space for clothes in this ship than there have been on other P&O ones that we've been on. And then another wardrobe with your life jackets as well. This is our first non-P&O cruise that we've done, so it was super exciting to see what the difference was going to be for our small 4-day trip, which was meant to be over till Bilbao in Spain, but ended up being into Brussels. You've then got the first of the 2 kind of bathrooms. This one has the smallest bath I've ever seen, as well as your shower. No toilet in this one, but you have your sink, standard Disney amenities, and then you have your toilet area as well. It's kind of nice having the 2 separate, especially if 2 of you are getting ready at the same time. 2 sinks is incredibly useful. So starting with a bit of an outside ship tour, we're starting here on deck 13 at the aft of the ship where you've got your basketball court, and this looks over to the splash area for the kids as well. There's music playing everywhere on the ship when you're outside, which is pretty cool. Again, we've got a lovely view of Southampton, and we were really lucky with the weather when we went aboard this as well. Just continuing on, we're now walking towards the entrance of the aqueduct. Now this is the water slide at sea. I did try and take my GoPro on it, but just a note to everybody, if you're taking a GoPro you must have it attached to you, i.e. through a head strap or a hand or wrist strap. They won't accept you just holding it. So we're just looking over the top here at the main central pool area, or Mickey's pool as it's known. You've got your outdoor cinema area, which I was surprised actually how good the picture was, even though it was really bright. We're still at this point on deck 13, and what's really nice about the Fantasy as well is you've got 4,000 guests, so it's not a massive ship, but it is certainly big enough, and they've got enough amenities on board as well as enough sun loungers. That might change if you're in the Caribbean or somewhere warm, but it was enough on the day that we were in Southampton for sure. So we're about to make our way down from deck 13 to deck 12, which is the deck that has the pools as well as your outdoor eateries such as Toastmaster's Grill, Luigi's Pizza and Fillmore's Favourites. That's all known as Flo's Cafe. I have to say we were both really impressed with the quality of food aboard the Disney ship, and it's one of the things that would take us back, although the crowds that appear around the meet and greet characters etc, that was one thing that definitely put us off. So we've gone back up to deck 13 now, and we're at the very front of the ship, and this is the adults only area. This is also where you get Satellite Falls, which is kind of like a hot tub, I guess you would call it, although I don't believe it's heated. As you can see, this is much quieter, but that would make sense as this is an adults only area and we were during the school holidays, so very few kind of adults only aside from us, I guess. Here's the concierge private sun deck, so if you're a concierge club member or you've got a concierge room, that's where you can go. And here is the Satellite Falls area as well, which you can go in and lounge around in. So we chose to do a Disney cruise as our first foray into another cruise line other than P&O, purely because we like Disney, and this also gave us an opportunity to try a 4-day cruise, which meant not too much annual leave, and if we didn't like it, we weren't on board for too long. Although, I have to say, it didn't matter that we weren't on board for that long, because we enjoyed every single minute of it and felt like we got everything out of the ship. In fact, I think it would be difficult to do much more than 4 days, as you're so tired by the time you finished your holiday from doing absolutely everything. As you walk around the ship, the theming is absolutely fantastic. So we're back in the Atrium now, which is deck 4 in this part of the video. This is where you'll also get your character meet and greets, and where at the end of the trip the captain will do his goodbye speech. So we're now still on deck 4 and we walk towards the back of the ship, and this is where you've got La Piazza, which is in the Europa section. We spent a lot of time in the Ooh La La champagne bar, which I would highly recommend a visit to. And again, the theming everywhere is fantastic. So this is your kind of Europa area. As on the left you've got Ooh La La, the champagne bar, and then just behind me is the midnight snack station. So walking through this area, it takes you to some restrooms and then takes you to the tube on board Disney Fantasy, which is a kind of evening entertainment area, and there's also a set of lifts here as well. You've also got here Skyline, which is a really interesting bar to visit in the evening. There are 7 different windows that display 7 different scenes, and that's over to the right from here, but this is obviously the tube. London themed, really themed on the London tube. It's a pretty cool area. We sat in here one evening and watched one of their live shows. So we're back up now on deck 11, walking from the aft of the ship or the rear of the ship through Cabans, which is your buffet area. On the left here is where you've got sweet treats, and there's sort of macarons, cakes, ice creams, etc. We didn't try any, but they looked fantastic. And now we're just again walking forward, so on the left hand side you've got Nemo's Reef, which is the children's play pool, as well as the entrance to one of the children's slides. So there's Mickey's slide, and this is the start of the Sailaway Party. On the right hand side and the left hand side of the ship you've also got some small plunge pool areas as well. So I would normally record the walking parts of the ship on a different camera, but I used my GoPro this time, which means unfortunately the sound wasn't as good. But as you can see, this is Mickey's Sailaway Party. It was absolute chaos. The Pirates Night was even busier as well, so just bear that in mind. If you're interested in going and watching the entertainment, that you do need to be there early, as it fills up pretty fast. In fact, on the subject of Pirates Night, here is a small clip from Pirates Night for you. And as you can see, you're encouraged to sing along, but there's people absolutely everywhere. This was the busiest night on the ship. Now, as I said, we were only on board for 4 days, so we didn't do a full food tour as we would do normally, but we did spend time, as I said, in Ooh La La, which is the champagne bar where they give you macarons every time you order. They have a fantastic selection of champagne there as well, and as I said earlier when we were walking through Europa, you've got the midnight snack buffet as well. The food on Disney Cruise was fantastic, but I did feel that maybe spending $800 on a meal, which I'll get to at the end of the video, was a little bit pricey. Here's Animator's palette. I guess in a way I'd expected a little bit more from this. I'd expected it to be more along the lines of the interactive plates, etc., rather than just some interactive screens, but they still did the best that Disney do with their entertainment, and it was great fun to watch. Example of one of the pasta dishes at Animator's palette. Now, I mentioned an $820 meal. That is exactly what we had in Remy. And if you can go to Remy, you absolutely need to. The cocktails they start off with are incredible. You've then got caviar and some of the best food that we've eaten at sea ever, and indeed even that we've eaten on land before. The caviar may be a little overindulgent, and that was an extra, but we had the tasting menu for both of us, and honestly in Remy, nothing was too much. I would strongly encourage you to go. The food was absolutely incredible, and the matching wine really was phenomenal. It was absolutely mind-blowing. So yeah, really recommend Remy. And when all is said and done, at the end of your holiday, you get the final night party, where your cruise director will come out and say a few words, and all the characters come out and say goodbye. So from us, that's it. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and if you've got any questions about Disney Fantasy, please do feel free to ask in the comments. As I said, it's really important to us that you like and subscribe to the channel so that we can keep on bringing you this content. We've got much more planned, and we look forward to sharing it with you all. So from Wildly Wandering and the characters on board Disney Fantasy, I hope you enjoyed watching.